Hey folks, Jordan with My Strategic Forecast Inside the Numbers Live. I wanted to take you inside our live trading room to show you one of our busiest trading days. We started the day with 7 potential stocks on the move trades. Of these 7, 2 became active trades, AMAT and SIG. Now, as you'll see in a moment, AMAT was a fairly straightforward trade. Using the levels provided by David in the pre-market, I bought the stock when it got to the first level, selling a large portion at my first profit target, and then scaling out to maximize my gains. SIG's first level didn't work initially. Instead, the stock pushed down into the second level. However, rather than buying at that second spot, I used my own analysis of the stock levels and the options market to come up with the entry that was a bit lower than the level prescribed by David. I was able to get into the position at my new price, giving me an even lower average entry price, allowing me to score a big win when the stock rebounded and adding to my profits from AMAT. Now, since these stocks took a while to play out, I've sped up the video here and will note important points along the way. My trading started off with AMAT, which you can find the chart for at the bottom of the screen right here. The profit and loss bar can be seen at the top of the screen here. As I mentioned earlier, AMAT was a fairly straightforward trade. Using automated orders, I bought shares at $101.45, looking for my first profit target at $102.26, give or take a few pennies. From there, I scaled out of my position at the first profit target and then at higher prices. Ultimately, I stopped out with the last tiny bit at break even. You'll be able to see this exit in the next segment after I enter the SIG trade. Now up here in the top left corner, you'll be able to see the chart for SIG Signet Jewelers. And this shows the order where I got into the trade at $60.03. What you'll see here in a moment is where I actually ended up adding to this position below the $59.30, which was the second price level that David had given in the pre-market. And the information about why I did this was provided to Inside the Numbers Live members so they understood why I made the changes I did, and ultimately were able to see how I was able to get an even better profit out of it by using the adjustments. Now, in the next couple of seconds, you'll see 2 things happen. First, you'll see AMAT hit its first profit target here. Then you'll see a limit order and an entry for Signet Jewelers here. Now, once I had gotten my first profit target on AMAT, the remainder of the trade was either going to stop back out at break even or get to my next profit target where I would take off even more shares. Thankfully, after a little bit of wiggling around, the stock made its way higher and I was able to take off another portion of the stock at an even higher price and get even more profits out of the trade. Signet, which we'll see here in a minute, after it filled, took quite a while, maybe an hour or so, to ultimately get to the profit target that I was looking for. Now, one thing I want you to see is that as the trade goes on with Signet Jewelers, what I end up doing is adjusting my profit target for my first exit based on my average entry price. And that's different than what I typically do, which is basing the profit target on the stock levels that David provides. This ensures that I match the trade setup and execution to what I actually have as my average price. Now, what you'll see here in a minute is Signet Jewelers shoot for the $59.95 profit target, which I based off of my new average entry price, which was $59.49. Not only does it hit this level, it spikes through and gets to a couple additional profit targets, allowing me to make a decent chunk on this trade on top of what I already got from AMAT. On the side, you'll see that AMAT tries to go for that next profit target, but ultimately sputters out and gets back to break even, stopping me out on the last portion of that trade. So there you have it. This is just a snippet of what goes on in the live room every single day. I take trades for stocks on the move and the S&P 500, including futures and leveraged ETFs, live so that traders can get the experience of not just seeing this setup, but watching how it's executed and managed from start to finish. There's a 7-day free trial for anybody that's interested in the live room to check it out and make sure that it's right for you. My name is Jordan with My Strategic Forecasts Inside the Numbers Live. Thanks for tuning in.